Now, she's mastered the art of constantly being on everyone's lips. Trending, for good or bad, every other day is something that she's used to. Now, a business owner with an impressive, massive online presence, Vera Siddiqa, has shifted her focus to music. She, however, has a very special way of selling that music with doing unexpected, interesting things like tanning her body and leaving the internet family wondering, okay, what has prompted you to get that melanin popping groove back? Did you miss it? We get to find out. Vera, mambo.
Hi, darling. Mambo.
Niaje?
It's been a while.
Yani ni real.
And you look amazing.
What you're gonna act like? Wait, what?
Oh yeah, I mean like yes.
This is.
What
we're
you
gonna,
see is
we're gonna
what
get
you
to
get.
that. We're gonna get to that a bit later.
Yes.
What? We're gonna get to that a bit later. Welcome to the show, darling.
Thank you.
How have you been?
Good.
You've been great.
Yes.
How's
Happy New Year for how many years
I
now?
know, a while. It's been a
Yes,
while.
yes.
As you travel and globe trot, we
Yes.
see all of that. All right, so now this interview is going to be a bit different. Okay,
No
so we want you to
problem.
have a lot of fun.
Okay.
It's going to start out really interesting. So we want you to. We're going to start off with you being relaxed. I don't know why you're looking at me like that.
Yeah, because I'm like, okay, what's
Okay.
coming my
So
way?
question: What are the most things you get on your DM? Is it more love? Is it more pictures? We understand a lot of pictures.
There's pictures on DMs.
Yeah.
A lot of love because most people get inspired by how far I've come. Like most of my fans have watched me grow. They've seen me come from when I was a video vixen and you guy until where I am today. That's like 5-6 years now.
Yeah.
And there's that, and then there's people who are just crazy. They
Yeah.
send crazy nasty pictures and stuff.
Oh,
So,
gosh.
yes, and then there's business. So I'm
Yeah.
very, very calculative. I don't open all the DMs.
Yeah.
I just usually get to open the business DMs and I get to send them to my management, basically. Yeah.
So now, when you mention when all these guys, you know, they're like, oh, we have to date, da, da, da. But would you ever date a fan? Like, you know,
Yeah,
there's
oh my
Jegede.
Oh! Oh yeah, but they Jagger had the song. It's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah?
It's so beautiful.
Jagger
But
is actually
I would-
here.
Oh, he is? Oh, no, he's not. Oh my God, you're freaking me out.
No.
Okay, yeah. So yes, so Jagger, yeah, had a song. I appreciate the love, but would I date a fan? I feel like it's kind of like gonna be uncomfortable for me. I feel like once a fan won't, even if I do something wrong to them in a relationship, they'll always like overlook it and be like, I'm a big fan of hers, so she can get away with anything. And I don't want to be in that kind of relationship. I want to be in a relationship where, like, if I've done wrong, you're going to treat me as
That's
me,
true.
not as your Vera Siddiqa. If I've done wrong, like, tell me you've done wrong.
Actually, this happens. That's now the one
Yes.
you were talking about.
Yes, it does. I mean, I feel like it's just, I think it's part of being in the limelight. You get people who go crazy over you. You get people who like share their emotions with you, even when they know you're in a relationship. So it's something that I do experience every other day, and it's normal. I'm not against it. I really love and I appreciate the effort. Like it takes a very courageous guy to do that.
Yeah.
It's like that's so much confidence and all that stuff. But again, I'm in a relationship, so they still have to respect. They have to respect the fact that I'm in a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you forgive me if I ask this one question? You had a very public relationship. It
Yeah.
ended.
Yeah.
And he was here on the show last week. And he said
Okay.
you're very good friends. And you're friends? Yes?
I wouldn't say we're friends, but yeah, he talks to me. He calls me and checks up on me. He came to my beauty parlor, by the way, to get the manicure and pedicure done like a few weeks ago. So yeah, I appreciate that.
All right. You've really received the brunt of, social cyberbullying, if I may call it. So have you experienced, has it been bad for you? Do you read them? Do you care for them?
Well, I'd say when I started off, like when I got into the industry, it was different. I used to get really torn down by this. I remember I got to a point where I used to call my mom and cry.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'd be like, Mom, they said that I did this. I'm like, I used to go, I literally used to crash down like the first few months. And then I got used to it. And with time, I just grew a thick skin. Actually, nowadays, I love the negative comments. Because I feel like personally, these people don't hate you. They just love to hate. They don't have, when you meet, I've never met a hater. I always meet fans. And my Instagram has like a lot of hate, of which I don't get to see it when I get to meet people in person. So I feel like most people just have that kind of attitude where they go out and talk things because they feel like when they say something, they're gonna get likes on their comments, So they're gonna be like, oh my God, someone has 500 followers, but when they comment something funny or negative, the comment gets like 2,000 likes. So that's like, oh my God, I'm popping, So it makes them feel some type of a way. So I usually don't take it personally.
Yeah.
I just read it and just laugh about it.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
never that serious.
Is there any one specific sort of like comment that you've ever read and yani unaikumbukanga mpaka unataka kutafuta umbe tu boss tunajuana, like did I, you know what I mean, like did I do
Yeah.
anything to you that I should know about?
Yeah. Okay. Now it gets to this point when I get to see a comment that is too aggressive, I delete it. Like too aggressive in the way that it just crossed a line, I delete it. And when I delete it, sometimes they usually bring it back. So when I see the comment again, I'm like, okay, I delete it again. Then they bring back at the third time. So when they bring back the third time, I get to block them because that's like, okay, you're just being ridiculous.
You're being ridiculous.
Yeah. So when it gets to that point where it gets to maybe you're getting involved with talking about my family or talking about something very sensitive, it just becomes like, no, I have to do something about it.
And of course kuna wengine ambao no matter what it is that you'd say, hii pesa ambayo unapata lazima wataishikanisha na mwanaume, utasema
Yeah, of course. They'll always say that. That's what I mean. But I would say personally, I have grown in the industry. Like, I mean, my red card in terms of like making appearances is not as what people would assume it would be. So.
Wanasemanga ladies are each other's worst enemies.
Yeah.
We hear about this a lot.
Yeah.
But why did you specifically say, Madam Joe?
Yeah. Well, not even that. It's just that I feel like unlike poles attract, in not sexually or physically, but in the sense that you can always have an understanding with the opposite sex as opposed to a female, because they always have that kind of like, oh my God, why is she doing better than me? Or whom does she think she is? Oh, there's always that. Women always have that thing, even if they don't know the other person, they'll just see a lady walking, she's looking nice, they'll be like, look at her shoes. They have that kind of negative feedback towards, and that's just the truth. And I feel like having to deal with that, especially me being in the limelight, is not as easy as someone who's not in the limelight. So I usually try and tone it down. I have female friends, but I would say they're probably 5 to 10. Yeah, and I'd say like I have maybe 3 close friends, and then the rest are like my friends, but not too close. Yeah, but most of my friends are male because there's that understanding, and you have different ideas, because with women it's just, yeah, it's a different story.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about you trending.
Okay.
All week, which happens every other day, by the way. But this week was because
it's crazy.
You said, wait, in fact, I'm trying to because I had to never be defined by your past. It feels good to be back. Black
don't crack.
It don't crack.
Yeah.
So this is real. So why did you decide to sort of like go back after going through so much?
I know,
to defend
right?
yourself?
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, personally, I feel like my body is my business. I say this here on The Trend when the whole thing started a few years ago. And it's been 5 years now. It was an amazing journey. Yeah, it's been 5 years.
It's been 5 years.
Yeah, because it was in 2014.
What?
Yeah, so it's been an amazing journey. And personally, I feel like I just wanted something different, and I experienced it, and I wanted to experience something different. And I feel like I got to a point where I just wanted to be me. I'd say I just want to be me. I just did this because I want to be me. Not because some people say like, oh, she's broke, she can't afford to maintain herself. Oh, she's this and that. But it's not that. That's not the case. Because, I have business, Annie, so I'm good.
Okay, wait. So let me. So first of all, so when someone bleaches their skin, right? So, what do you have to do to maintain it? I mean, you have to go for treatment again and again.
Well, not really. I don't go for treatments. Like it was a one-off thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't have. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. People are saying that I'm broke. I don't understand what they mean by that. Maybe they think that I get to do this every single day or whatever.
Oh, something.
Yeah, but it's not. So that wasn't the case. But personally, I just feel amazing. Like it's just. I mean, like, I look beautiful, right? Someone told me I look like a doll.
Where?
Like a black Barbie.
And how did the reversal happen? Is it?
Yeah, it's a procedure that gets done, but I just don't want to talk in detail. I mean, you guys can do a research, it's possible. There's a lady, of course, you know about it, that was white who turned herself to black.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's possible. So people were like, oh, it's not possible. Yeah.
How long did it take, the process of now turning back?
Well, it's a process. It's just that people saw my pictures like a few days, and then the next day they saw the black. They're like, oh my God, in 4 days? No, I mean, I post pictures late sometimes. So usually I do things on the low key and then confuse people a little. It's good to confuse your enemies. So it doesn't change who I am from the inside. So for me personally, it's like, why is it a big deal? Like, and then it's funny because when I posted that picture, everybody's like, oh, you look bad. We want your light skin back. And I'm thinking, like, you say that I am fake plastic and Nema is looking for me. And why? Yeah, that's what they keep saying. Nema is looking for me. Yeah, Nema banned plastics.
What?
So you say that when I was light skinned. So why are you saying like, no, go back to light skin, you don't look good? Like, but so it just, actually, for me personally, I feel like it's a social experiment because when I did this, I'm like, oh, so that's what you think about me. Okay. The people were actually embracing it, and there's people who were just being hateful. Yeah.
But what made you think about just going back? Did you get tired of the skin
It was
tone?
just, it was just a personal decision. I just wanted change. Yeah.
Oh, this is the change. You know, when people say
Yeah.
change, they move. They move
Yeah.
from like Chile, they go to ST. That's what they do when they want to change.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's talk about then music.
Music.
So now you're out here and
Yeah.
you're actually doing these jams.
Yeah.
So was music always something in the cards for you? Is it that we just never saw that?
Personally, I would say my mom for so many years used to tell me, oh my God, you should sing, you should sing, you should sing, which is different. When I tell my friends about it, they're like, oh, that's strange because most moms won't tell you to do that. They'll be like, oh, you should be a doctor, you should be a nurse, you should be this, you should be that. So my mom would always see that like, oh, you could do good in music, you should try music. So I'll be like, no, I can't, no, I'm sorry. So one day I went to the studio with a friend at that time. And when we go to the studio, my friend was singing. And because they did one round in the booth, I grasp things very easily, so I actually had the lines. So when he came out and then he went back in again and was redoing it, I would like sing with it. And the producer would be like, Ihaji would be like, damn, V, you can sing. I'm like, no, I can't. He's like, what? You have, like, I could feel it. It's somewhere, you know, you could work on it and it will be bigger. You should come and we do some music. So I was like, no, I don't think so. So my friend came out from the booth and he's like, I'm like, oh, Ihaji said I could sing. And then he said, I don't think you should. It's gonna be trying too hard, you know, and you look like you're trying too hard and stuff like that. And I was like, oh yeah, maybe he's right. You know, let me just not pay attention to it. So I ignored it. And then this friend was someone I was dating. So after we broke up, I was like, you know what, man? I mean, when you break up, you're gonna try new things, right? So you're like, okay, let's try this thing. So I did it. And I'm like, 1.3 million views. Oh yes. So everybody was like, you should try and do more music. You should get yourself growing and get better, you know. So personally for me, it's growth. It's not, when people see my music, they're like, oh my God, you don't know how to sing. But I'm not trying to be Beyonce. I'm trying to be me. So you have to compare me with who I was yesterday. So if my first song sounded like that, compare the first song to the next one. Do you get? Don't compare the next song to, oh my God, you can sing like Beyonce, you cannot sing. Because at the end of the day, it's about growth. Like, there's nothing you can't do. Like, nothing is impossible. So that's how it started, and that's where I am today.
All right, Mimi Yule. Okay, those are like two different people. Yeah. So your boyfriend saw you, he was like, okay, so Vera B. Okay, change overnight. So you jump like any. I think
Actually, people said I should come with both skin tones to the trend so that they can compare.
Which one is better? Which one is getting more reaction actually?
I don't know. It's all getting, I don't know. When I changed my skin and turned light skin, it was more hateful. But this one has a mixed reaction. It's hate and it's love. It's like, oh my God, yes. Some people are like, oh my God, I look lighter than you. Yeah. So it's like, it's just a different kind of reaction. It's very nice and fresh, and I like it. Yeah.
So let's talk about the jam.
Yes.
So just today, I think I left it at 100 and I think it was 40K. I'm not sure now where it's sort of gone to.
Yeah.
But so tell me about Mimi.
Mimi is, personally, it's just me trying to tell people. It's a message, basically. I'm just passing a message. Trying to tell people, like, it's not about, like, what you are on the outside. It's about who you are on the inside.
Good.
You could be the most beautiful person on earth, but your personality is terrible. So it's more like, whether I'm light skin or dark skin, it doesn't matter. Like, for me, I'm still the same person. People shouldn't judge me because I did that, and people shouldn't judge me because I've gone back or anything. People should just appreciate me the way I am, because at the end of the day, we all hustle. You know, I still made money when I was dark skin. You know, I got into You Guy when I was dark skin, and I was still famous and I made money. So it's not about I changed it because of something or because I wanted something, you know. And it was an amazing experience, and then it's more just telling people to appreciate other people for who they are on the inside and not really focus on what they look like. Yeah.
Now, back in your Video Vixen days, you had a lot of connections with all of these artists.
Yes.
So are you going to be working with them? Are there any collabos that you're sort of working?
Yes, I
Really?
yeah, I'm working on. I cannot disclose, but I am working on collabos. I have quite a number of friends who are in the industry, and yes, I'm going to work on something big, but I just don't want to rush it. I trust the process. I want to take it step by step to the point where I grow myself first musically, because I want to get to a stage where I'm taking voice lessons, voice coaching and stuff, and get to the point where I'm playing instruments, because it's a side thing which is fun and which is like, it's good to always discover new talents, you know. So I want to take it to that level first, and then when I get to a point where I feel like, okay, maybe after 2-3 more songs, the fourth one could be a collaboration with an international, like, well, from out of Kenya probably, and then come back to Kenya, or maybe Kenya, go back there. Yeah.
Drizzy Drake, hello. Okay, listen. So when you know, one of the main questions that we were getting a lot was about your size. So I don't know if that's something that you could share. Your hip size, you know, as
Oh,
Chiles
my
were always,
size, yeah. So my waist is what, 29, 28, 29. My hips is like around 53, 53, thereabout, yeah. The last time I checked, that was like maybe 2 weeks ago.
yeah. So hatuta compare.
Yeah.
Sana sana yangu tu ni 10 na 12. Niko tu hapa manze na
Yeah.
najaribu. You know what's so crazy is that Vera, this you know, with this social media time and age and where we are right now, there's so many pictures and videos that come out, news, and you've been very discreet about it in terms of how this could have happened.
Yeah.
It's happened to many people.
Oh, in terms of like pictures leaking and stuff? Okay.
And you know, you've been very, like, this has never happened, even though it would, you get what I mean? Like, there'd be a lot of people who'd be very vindictive and...
Yeah. What I would say is, with the pictures and videos that I do, or with other people?
Yeah.
With what I do?
Yeah.
Personally,
like, are you one of those guys who are like into recording videos, nudes?
No, I don't do that. No, I don't send nudes. Well, I had an experience with that before, in my past relationship. But I learned from that, and I do not send nudes. I don't record when it comes to like private matters in the bedroom and stuff. So I don't do anything. I have to be very careful. So because at the end of the day, people are looking for that. You know, they're looking for each and every means possible to bring you down. So.
What can you say fame has changed about you, or has taught you, or, you know, how it's impacted you, both negatively and positively?
Well, it has impacted me in very many ways positively. Well, there's lots of negative, but at the end of the day, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So even if you started negative, it's how you, like, what's your end game? So personally, like, I turned the numbers into business and I'm milking it. So it's more of like, okay, so this is it. You know, I have these numbers. I started crazy. I used to do truck videos and take such kind of pictures and stuff, which is crazy. But at the end of the day, you have to do what you have to do. And I think that strategy worked for me because in a way you capture people's attention. And once you have them with you, you can get to now tell them, okay, you know what? I have this product. It works. And they buy it. So for me, it's a business. It's a business. At the end of the day, it comes down to business. Yeah. If I'm not making money, then I don't need fame.
Okay. Yeah. Now, though, I remember that you used to really dislike being referred to as a socialite.
Yeah.
However, hakuna mademu wengi wanasema, well, you know, I want to be a socialite. I want to be a socialite. Yeah. What do you advise him? Do you advise him to be? Or not?
Well, I always say this, like, don't do it because I did it. Just because it worked for me is not going to work for you. Or it might work for someone better than it did work for me. So just don't do it because Vera did it, okay? So that's just what I would say.
All right. Thank you so much for coming through, babe. I really appreciate
much.
it. Congratulations on your... What do you want to tell your fans right before we take the break?
Oh, yeah, guys, I love you so much. Make sure you watch my video, Mimi, by Vera Sidika, of course. It's on my YouTube channel. And my Instagram is Queen V Bosset. The rest are fake, because I have lots of fake accounts out there. But I still love you, and all those negative comments, I love them because I know it's not hate, it's just you trying to have fun. Yeah, so I really do appreciate you guys. Like, at the end of the day, I won't be here because, like, if it was not for you, I won't be here today. Yeah, basically. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
As I try to stare at this skin.
Well,
Okay. It doesn't really
Whatever.
matter if you're black or white.